back to the podcast. And so today, what I wanted to talk about was time paradoxes. And people believe that if you go back in time, like if you went back to the Jurassic period or something like that, you stepped on a butterfly. Oh, that's actually called the butterfly effect. If you step on a butterfly and then you go back to the future, the United States could not even be a continent. A country. What the hell was I saying? Or like the whole world could be destroyed. We could all be communists, something like that. But what doesn't work is, I believe that everything was already meant to happen. So if you went to the future and you changed something, your future self would already know that in the past you went to the future to see your future self. Stay with me. It does sound a little bit crazy, but if I went back in time and I stepped on a butterfly, my future self already stepped on that butterfly, and it never changed anything in the future. Say if I went back to World War II and I dropped a bomb on Tokyo, and Tokyo could have rebuilt, and it could have rebuilt its entire government, and if I didn't drop the bomb, then it would take over or something like that. But dropping the bomb stopped taking over, so we are where we are today. And if I didn't drop the bomb, then everything would just be the same. It doesn't matter what you do. You cannot change what is meant to happen. What is meant to happen is meant to happen. It doesn't change. You can't. Please, someone prove me wrong. Please, someone come and talk in the comments. I will call you and we will have an entire discussion. I'll put it on the podcast. Let's talk about it. I really do. So, on to another topic. Conspiracies. So, some conspiracies make sense. Most of them do not. Lizard people? Really? Are we that desperate? I mean, I get it kind of started as a joke almost, because they said Obama was a lizard, or Justin Bieber was a lizard. Justin Bieber might be a lizard. He's kind of creepy. Joe Biden's also very creepy. He likes to touch little girls. I'm not with that. I don't think anyone's with that. I think he touched. I saw a video on Instagram. My friend sent it. It was funny. It was Joe Biden, and he was hugging and caressing the senator's daughter. That was kind of funny. But yeah. So lizard people. That kind of started as a meme, I think, because they said Obama transformed into a lizard or something during a press conference, or Justin Bieber on stage. You could see his yellow eye or reptilian features. It was really weird, but things like the Illuminati make sense. A new world order, it's happening now. We just don't understand it. We just don't realize it. See, it's really crazy, because if you think about it, the world has changed so much that we're just with it. We don't see the difference between 1950 is that we were always afraid of destruction. Like, the Russians were the bad people. Now it's Iraq, but Iraq is not really a threat. So we don't really think about other countries. We never thought about domestic terrorism. See, domestic terrorism doesn't have to do with bombs. It doesn't have explosions. It has to do with infiltration in the government. Infiltration has already happened. We have people who control the government from the inside. It's not just the president. It's Congress. It's the Senate. It's senators. I could get killed for this. But if Congress controls the president, they have the final okay. And if Congress says no, it's a no. If the Senate, it's checks and balances, but checks and balances doesn't really work that way. Checks and balances is you can pay the entire all of Congress off, and a bill can get passed. The president really has no power. If you think about it, the president is the executive branch of the government, is the lowest branch, because it has to. When people say it's all equal, it's not all equal. The judicial branch is the top branch. supposedly. But so you have the judicial branch. I can't say judicial today. Judicial branch, legislative branch, and executive branch. The executive branch the executive branch proposes a bill. It has to go through the legislative and judicial branch. If the judicial branch says no, then it gets no, it's a no from the legislative branch and the executive branch. See, you have to have the executive branch, and the legislative branch doesn't even make up the judicial branch. The judicial branch is the highest. It's the Supreme Court, it's the federal courts, it's the federal appeals courts, it's district courts, stuff like that. It's everything. And if you pay someone off, money talks, bullshit walks. And if I wanted to pass a bill, I could pay off the president. Doesn't mean it's getting passed. But if I pay off the judicial branch, the federal judges, it gets passed. Why? Because the judicial branch is the highest branch, and it says it is the leader. It's all that. But onto another topic. I do want to touch upon aliens, but it's a very controversial topic, so I'll save that for last. Right now, I'm going to talk about liberals. So, and getting offended. So, when getting offended, I hate that. Now, in the next few years, breathing is going to be offensive, because everyone gets offended now about a stupid joke. It's gone too far. See, some things you can get offended by. Someone who is making fun of you because of your race, you get offended by that. But getting offended by calling. So if you change your gender and you go tell people, you stop getting offended when you go tell people and then they make fun of you for it. Because there's some people in the world who just don't like it. They don't care about you. They don't like it. I'm not one of those persons. I'm not one of those people. I don't care. I don't have enough time to care. But when people get offended, it's more, I don't like you because you don't like me. I want attention. Attention seekers get offended. It's when you it's like when you try to piss people off, and when they get pissed off, oh, I'm offended now. It's not how that works.